Therefore, there is a skill set issue as well. But I think in terms of adoption of this type of technology, it's going to be far more end-reaching than it was before, when you had a bunch of legal guys particularly focused on it. Now you're going to have a whole range of people able to generate a contract in a secure way with pre-approvals. And I think, as you say, how those contracts are then created is where the big change will be, I think. The technology will allow you to do that. It will allow you to put wizards in place to generate a contract based on pre-approved terms. But that technology exists and has existed for some time. But I think the adoption element has always been a struggle. And this is where it's going to be a fundamental shift, I think, in terms of more and more people accessing this type of technology outside of the traditional sort of legal and heads of contracts functions that it's been constrained to in the past.
Justin, I completely agree with you. These are economic instruments with some legal implications, currently completely managed by lawyers. That's going to change.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, I think that's a great sort of theme for us to be working in quite early on. That will be very consistent with the rest of the program. So I think it's really helpful for people as they start trying to think about these things in new and different ways.
And Tim, I just downloaded a very helpful document, the PDF on the future of contracting. That would be very helpful as a, Tim, I don't know if you have that one. I think that seems to be a lot of what the discussion is. It's just a quick read of that will just position me for this conversation.
Yes, so the future of contracting PDF is probably in support of the other interview that we're planning to do with you, Kingsley. And I think, Justin, you were on it for that too.
Yeah, I've actually done it.
You've already done it. That's right. You've done it. Yeah.
Morag.
Okay, good. Yeah, those are moving along pretty well. We've done, I don't know how many, a dozen or more now, I think maybe even 15. Plus we've got a pretty lively web-based survey on the subject. So it's moving along well.
It sounds as though it's something I haven't done there, Tim.
Yeah, I need to check, actually. I think, well, because I know IBM's on the list of interviewees, but if it's not you, I need to find out who it is.
Hey, look, the other thing I was going to raise as well is a lot of the people that we're talking to as well, and we had this at the last ICCM forum that I attended with Lloyd Alexander, Tim. People are really interested to know how to leverage technology, and you know what? They haven't a clue.
Yeah.
They really don't know where to start. They're going, oh, do we start on the customer contracts? Do we start on the buy-side contracts? How do we set this up? We really don't know, and that seems to me a predominant type of reaction we get, particularly in Europe. I can't talk at a worldwide level, but certainly at a European level. That is predominantly the reaction that we get, which is we know we need to do something, but we are unsure where to start. Does that resonate?
Yeah.
I think Kingsley, you're nodding.
Very much so. Oh my gosh, we learned this lesson immediately on talking to potential customers. We're talking about, we go in and say, well, let's refine your contract standards, and they sort of correct us really quickly. We don't even know where they are. We're not really sure what's in them. We have no idea where to start.
Yeah, yep. I think the maturity, the vision has got there.
Yeah.
But I think I don't see great evidence of a change over the last few years. I think that in terms of actually doing something, I think people understand that there's, the vision is absolutely mature. But in terms of people moving forward, a lot of them are still in the space of saying, I don't know where my contracts are, guys. Therefore, I'm really unsure my commitments and the level of risk associated with either my supply chain or indeed my customer contracts.
It's interesting. What we find in our client base is that some want to look back over the legacy, and many are uncertain whether they want to. They're uncertain. They actually want to find out what is actually in those documents. So they say, well, we're only going to look forward from this point forward. But truly, history does have a part of it. They have to address it. So we're seeing many firms putting out RFPs right now for what they might call template harmonization, and that seems to be one starting point, is getting a grip on the legacy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that legacy is also very, when you think about some large automobile organizations out there, it's good news for us because we can talk about that a lot. But
Yeah.
you know, when you think about the output of that, it's just, you know, where the hell was that contract? Who negotiated it? What was the overall management of that contract over time? Where else is that contract in place? You know, who are the commitments around that? You know, it's you know, you're talking about an impact to business, which is life-threatening.
Indeed. That's been interesting. So certainly it's a great question. Like,
as a sort of final point, because although I can make up all sorts of stories about both of you, Sally won't be able to.
Sorry, Tim, I missed it. What do you need, a bio?
Sure. Yeah, no, that's right. I think my sound went again completely. Yeah, would you mind, Kingsley and Justin, if you could just send me a very short bio, I mean, and then Sally can use that just to introduce everybody. I think, well, I can talk with her, but at least that way we've got the option. Either she can do the intro or she can just turn to each of you and just say, but, you know, at least that way we've got something ready.
Okay.
Thank you.
I will send it on.
All right. So I'll look forward to seeing you on Wednesday, Justin.
Yep, indeed. How long have we got on this, by the way? How long have we run for?
Well, I mean, I think the schedule is only. What is the schedule, Manuel? Is it 30 minutes or 40 minutes?
Oh, it's in my calendar. It's 30 minutes.
Yeah.
But on the wrong day.
I think it is in calendars. I mean, it's one of those things where if we overrun a bit, it doesn't really matter.
Okay.
Yeah. Hi. Yeah, it's. I say in the announcement that it's 45 minutes, but it can be
45.
it can be more, it can be shorter. So it's yeah, we can be flexible in here.
All right.
But
Well, I suspect.
by default, we do most of them 45 minutes.
Okay. And I don't imagine we'll have any difficulty filling 45 minutes.
No. Actually, yeah, it's always difficult the other way around. You see, it's always difficult to keep it short. So 45 minutes they feel so easily, especially when I come up with questions from learners.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, so I guess the point is that we should typically probably plan to try and do our structured component in about 30, because then we'll get into discussion around the questions that have come in. All right. Well, thank you, and look forward to us hopefully having a good connection on Wednesday and fascinating the world with our thoughts.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks, Tim. Thanks, Kingsley. Thanks, Ruth.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Okay, thanks, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.